One of the other things to talk about is mobile homes. And so I'll talk a little bit about that. This could include a travel trailer that you can hitch up to your truck. It could be, a bigger version of that. Sometimes they call them park models where they end up sitting permanently anyways. But also just the good old fashioned mobile home, single
Trailer
wide,
park.
double wide. Yeah, trailer park. But what's replacing that is the modular homes. They don't look like a single wide or a double wide. They're manufactured homes. They come shipped in 2 or 3 pieces and they put them together in place and that they don't move. You can't move them. So those are a little bit trickier because you don't know where, well, off the top of your head, you're not going to know where it's registered. So how the way that might work is there might be a DMV registration depending on what it is. And it might be registered with in California, the Department of Housing and Community Development. Which is the agency that oversees that. And the Department of Housing and Community Development can include manufactured homes, commercial modulars. So sometimes you see those as
a school.
At a school or a construction site.
Right.
Floating homes, which in the Bay Area we see in Sausalito. They call them houseboats, but they're not boats in that general sense of the term.
They don't go to sea. Yeah.
No, you would need a tugboat to move it.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a houseboat on Lake Shasta. It's
right.
Or Lake Berryessa. It's flat. There's no wheelhouse.
They don't have a motor in them, do they?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, they're just floating.
Yeah, popular in Sausalito, popular up in Seattle. You see big communities like that. And then one of the things the Department of Housing and Community Development also says it covers is truck campers, which is kind of like the camper that sits in the bed of the truck, a bed of a pickup truck. So I assume for any type of recreational vehicle, it could go either way as well. So you just have to check.
Yeah. You have to see how it's registered. So it could be registered DMV, could be registered Department of Housing. Yeah. So you just need to. And so if you're going to retitle that into your trust, you got to go to the appropriate authority and follow their rules.
And the good news is the Department of Housing and Community Development has all the forms on their website. So you can easily retitle everything while you're alive. There's a process for after you pass away. There's a process for valuing something after you pass away, because that might not be something that a real estate appraiser might do in order to see if you qualify, if it's going to be under, probate amount. Because how do you value that, right? Especially if it's not on land that you own. If you're paying space rent somewhere, but you own the building in a trailer park or a mobile home community. So there's a few different ways that things are set up. It could be titled with Housing and Community Development, but you pay a yearly registration to them similar to the DMV. It could be titled with the DMV and you pay a yearly registration, your car. Yeah. Or it could be titled with Housing and Community Development, but you pay property taxes to the county, which is a different agency. So it's there's different ways.
Even though you don't own the underlying land,
right?
You're still paying what we call property taxes. Right.
You might pay your space rent to the park, which I like to say is like a HOA fee, a homeowners association fee. You're paying for that pool you have access to.
Sure.
Maybe it includes water, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but you also have to pay for your, 300 by 200 foot pad. You have to pay the property taxes, which is like, some fractional amount.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So that's with the
mobile or manufactured home.
Home. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think the term mobile is what gets things tricky because you're like, does it go DMV?
It should be DMV. Yeah.
Yeah. If you can move it. And that might used to
and
have
some
been
of them
the
are.
Concept. Yeah.
Some of them are.
That may used to have been the dividing line, is it movable or is it not?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the line's just really blurred. And as time goes on, the increase in these tiny homes that might be on a trailer chassis that you could tow or ADUs, the fact that they're selling these modular or manufactured homes.
Yeah, they're basically manufactured homes.
Yeah, as an ADU. And so, if you're putting it on your own property, it's probably just
part of your property.
Taxes. Yeah. Your property's going to get reassessed.
It's going to reassess the property. Yeah.
But there's floating talk about making it so that you can sell these ADUs without partitioning your land. The state has approved the ability to do that, but they don't have a process. My understanding. So we don't know how that's going to work, but like that you could sell the ADU in your backyard. And it's like, how do you do that?
Then you become the mobile home community and you've got to charge rent for this pad.
Right. So I presume there's going to be, a bunch of laws coming down the pipeline. It's mostly to address, housing crisis, but it's going to affect everything else. It's going to affect how you title your assets eventually. So stay tuned for that. When that law changes, we'll let you know.
Thank you for joining us today for another episode of Absolute Trust Talk Live. If you enjoyed listening in, then don't forget to subscribe. You can find us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you may listen by searching Absolute Trust Talk. While you're there, we would also love for you to leave us a review. And then why not share your favorite episodes with family, friends, or colleagues too? You can find all of our shows and corresponding show notes by visiting absolutetrustcounsel.com. You'll also find a variety of other free resources, including our ebooks, videos, blogs, presentations, and more. If you need help with your estate planning or administration, we also offer a free discovery call to help get the process started. You can find more information on booking your session by visiting absolutetrustcounsel.com/scheduling. Don't forget to keep an eye out for our next live episode. If you join us for the broadcast, you can submit questions during the show. But if not, don't worry. You can always get in touch with us by sending a quick message to info@absolutetrustcounsel.com. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you soon.